Hello, you're watching Two-Tone ASMR, and I've got my stack of scenarios with me again, so this will be another Would You Rather video. Let's see, let's start somewhere in the middle. I didn't get through the whole thing last time. Let's see. Okay. First one is, would you rather work as a bouncer at a trashy nightclub or as a personal assistant to a high-maintenance celebrity? Ooh, I mean, you guys are all gonna laugh, but I'm gonna say I would rather be a bouncer. Because sure, maybe it's a trashy nightclub, but it's probably not so trashy that you're like always having to get in the middle of like fights or having to like bounce someone out of the nightclub. Like, it's not gonna be like that every single day, but with like a high maintenance celebrity, I just feel like every single day is gonna be something just like, I don't know, man. But working for a high maintenance celebrity, you get to kind of be a fly on the wall. So you get to be on the private jet, you get to be in like all sorts of far-flung places, and you get to experience some of that high maintenance in a good way, kind of, I guess. I don't know. My answer, I think, is gonna be bouncer. And oh yeah, I'm highlighting them so that I know which ones I already did. And then when I go back through the videos to edit, maybe this information will be useful. Anyway. Okay, all right. Would you rather never get lost again or never lose your balance again? I would probably rather never get lost. I mean, I don't lose my balance very often. Like, clumsy is not a word that describes me, just in general. So, yeah, I would rather never be lost. Okay, all right. I'm gonna do this one. Would you rather get $1 every time you compliment a stranger or $100 every time you insult a stranger? The modern world would have you think that getting $100 for insulting people is the norm. Yeah. But I would rather compliment. I know that, that doesn't make me, an overnight millionaire or anything like that, but I just would feel better. Like, just my core values just heave a sigh of relief, right? Oh, man. Would you rather always forget to buy one thing at the grocery store or always buy 5 things that you don't need? Why not both? That's basically how I live my life. No. Or always buy 5 things you don't need. But then, if you're only going to grocery store for like one thing, then you're really screwed. um, yeah, oh gosh. I would rather forget to buy something, honestly. I mean, even though I do usually buy like a couple of things that I don't actually need, and usually I do get what I actually went in there for, but yeah. All right, let's see. That was a good page. All right. Oh, ooh. Okay, never mind. That one's a little too heavy. Let's see. Would you rather be able to forget your worst memory or remember your best memory better? Best memory. I'm not even sure what that would be, to be honest. Worst memory. I would, you know what, I would rather remember my best memory better or more clearly or whatever. Because, why not? Okay. Would you rather be around negative loved ones or positive strangers? Positive strangers, for sure, for sure. You know, what's that saying? It's strangers are friends you haven't met yet. All right, let's see. Would you rather pause this time in your life or fast forward through it? I mean, part of me wants to say that I would rather pause this time, but I don't want it to just be like stagnant. Because then what do you do with that? You know, like, and what does that mean? Like, relive this period of time over and over again, like Groundhog Day, or maybe like Groundhog Month or something? Or fast forward through it? You know what? I'm gonna say I would rather fast forward. And I'm just gonna assume that, that the fast forwarded version of me will be making the correct decisions. So that when I skip ahead, like everything will be good. Would you rather live in a mountain cabin with no human contact or a big city studio apartment with 3 roommates? Give me the mountain cabin. A studio apartment with 3 people living. Do you understand that a studio apartment is basically like 1 room with like a water closet behind a pocket door or something? Like it's 3 people living in 1 room. It's like no. We're a mountain cabin. It's peaceful. You have your own thing going on. You get to like enjoy the solitude and the nature. And I guess if you really needed some human contact, you could climb down the mountain or whatever, call somebody on the phone. Well, no, I guess not. If there's no human contact, then there's probably no cell service up there. Ooh. Would you rather believe in something that no one else does or know a secret that you could never share? I guess kind of I would rather believe in something that no one else does. I know sometimes it feels like that in real life, but to know a secret you could never share. I don't really like secrets, to be honest. I just, yeah, I don't know. I don't like secrets. They just, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Would you rather never get angry or never be envious? I would rather not. I would rather never be envious. I think that I think envy is like a really passive, is kind of a passive feeling. Is that technically considered an emotion? I guess. Where angry anger is sort of like can potentially be like a more active emotion. Like it can spur you on to like, for example, if you envied someone who had a better job or like had bigger influence than you, you're just gonna sit there and be salty about it and like not really do anything. Let's be real. You're not gonna do anything about it. You're just gonna be salty. Whereas you can be angry that like maybe things are not working out, and that you can then take that anger and turn that into action, and that's going to spark that passion. It's going to make you want to achieve that thing that you're not envying necessarily, but that you just want. And like, for example, like if you were mad, if you're angry that someone got a promotion at work and you did not, even though like maybe you were working hard, maybe you weren't, that anger could spur you to work harder so that you do get that promotion. Or if there was no chance of getting that promotion at all, like only one person's allowed to have it for whatever reason, that would still spur you potentially to working harder to like maybe get that promotion at another company, or like to just I don't know. So like I'm saying, getting back to the point, anger I think is more productive by far than envy. You can do a lot more with anger, for both good and bad. But I would rather not be envious, because that doesn't really help anything. Okay. Ooh. Would you rather live one life for 1,000 years or 10 lives for 100 years each? I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to say I'd rather live 10 lives for 100 years each. This one life, I think we as humans are really far off from that point, but I'm sure that if we were to live for like an extended period of time, like beyond 130 years or what, I don't know, however the oldest human ever recorded was, but I feel like at some point you would hit a threshold where you just utterly plateau. Like there's just nothing else that's interesting. There's nothing that you want to do. But 100 years apiece, and like each time you can, I mean, we're talking reincarnation at this point. 10 lives, 10 different places, 10 different circumstances, 10 different outcomes. Yeah, I think I would rather that. Ooh, okay. Would you rather live under a sky with no clouds or no stars? Oh, man. I guess it's going to have to be I'd rather live with no clouds. I mean, I like both, but nighttime would just be so dark and dull. Yeah. No clouds. Okay. Would you rather have to dress fancy or in sweats, no matter the situation, for the rest of your life? I would have to say I would rather have to dress fancy for the rest of my life. Which, and I'll tell you, I don't really dress very fancy in my day-to-day life. I dress pretty comfortably, not sweats comfortable. Sometimes I wear a sweatshirt, but I don't ever wear sweatpants. Yeah, but I think just in that instance, I would rather dress fancy. Because, like, on occasions I do. It's just, you know, when I'm just living and nothing fancy is going on. I'm just little old me. Alright, cracking into the last page. Let's see. Oh my gosh. This is like the extra weird section, isn't it? Wait, hang on, I lost it. Oh, here we go. Would you rather be a regular person or an immortal dog? Oh, man. No, I would rather be a regular person. And, like, what? An immortal dog? Like, would you still have, like, human sentience? Or you just plain old dog? Like, I don't know. Look, on the DL, like, one of my fixations, if you want to call it that, one of my interests is werewolves, but I don't think that, I don't know, that ain't it. An immortal dog, no, that ain't it. Alright. If you remember the last video, there was a page where I was just like, oh, all of these are really morbid, and I sort of skipped over a lot of them. These ones are like extra weird. They're a little too heavy for this video. Alright, here we go. Would you rather be able to read minds or move objects with your mind? I guess, yeah, no, you don't really want to read minds. It always sounds good in theory, but then, like, the more you think about it, it's just like, no. So, I'm gonna say I would rather move objects with my mind. We'll just, yeah. Let's see, there's a couple of them here. Would you rather have a bed that is half the length or half the width of your current bed? Like half the width, I think I could live with. Like, even though I sort of curl up in bed a little bit, but I don't curl up that much to have half the length. You know, I'm not curled up like a cat or anything. but half the width I could do. Yeah, I also don't really toss around in my sleep, so I think I'd be okay. Okay, all right. This is the last question, and we'll end it on like a good note. Would you rather live in an underground bunker for the rest of your life or in a tree house for the rest of your life? That's easy. Treehouse. Treehouse all day. All right, cool. All right. So there we go. Once again, went through a bunch of these would you rather questions. Sort of the AMA that nobody asked for. Anywho, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. This is a soft-spoken video, but most of the time I do whispers. I do try to mix it up a little bit. So, check my videos out. There's something in there that I think everyone will like. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to answer any of these questions. And until next time, be well.